Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Today we're just going to be doing a bunch of random stuff because, I don't know, I'm just getting to the point of development where a lot of the stuff is just quality of life and content, so that's what we're going to do. I have a couple of things that I want to address. I just organized up in the Alchemortis board here, but before we get into all that, I want to remind everyone that Alchemortis is available for wishlisting. You can visit the Steam page. The link for that is in the description below. The demo will be coming out relatively soon, so if you're on the wishlist, you'll be notified of that. You can also join on Patreon if you want to support the game. If you subscribe to the sponsor tier for at least 1 month, I will send you an Alchemortis Steam key for the full game when it launches, and your name will be listed in the in-game Alchemortis credits. So definitely check that out if you're interested. And you can also check out my Udemy courses. These will teach you how to build complete games in the Godot engine. That's a great way to support me as well. Okay. Hello, Clickertail, welcome. Straight Pointer, good to see you. Emerson, hello, welcome. Churly Burley, welcome. Emerson's on a 170 stream streak, dang. Hello, Liched, welcome. December A, welcome. What are we polishing today? Well, let's just take a look at it. So I want to add, well, I want to do these two things first. So the immovable monolith abilities don't scale. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to give them some scaling. We want to make them zombie passive upgradable as well. So those would be relatively minor changes. And then what I want to do is I want to add a save timestamp to the save file, and then display like a confirmation dialog when you're quitting that says, are you sure you want to quit? Your progress was last saved at whatever, you know. So we'll do that. Hello, Fork. Welcome. All right, so immovable monolith. So all of these monolith abilities, excuse me, is immovable. So anyway, all of these abilities here don't have scaling. I mean, I guess we'll just do a straight up scale. Okay. So in here, scalar is equal to ability scalars dot make additive scalar. Let's just do 3. Current crit chance is equal to scalar base crit chance tier. Critical chance, set scaled magnitude, current crit chance. Okay, 1 down. Tier increase. This one doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe it does. Am I using this anywhere else? Maybe I won't do that one. Yeah, maybe I won't do that one for now. Turn cooldown, base turn cooldown 50. Sets the cooldown of top adjacent. To 5 seconds. Oh, 5 seconds, yeah. So let's do let's do var current cooldown is equal to cooldown. Cooldown is equal to base turn cooldown. Current cooldown. Okay, so this one should be easy. So we just do var scalar, make additive scalar. Make additive scalar, we'll just go down by 2, I guess. Current cooldown is equal to mathf dot, mathf dot max of 1 and scalar tier. I think that's it. Okay. Let's just give it a shot. Make sure I didn't break anything. Hello, Gimity, welcome. Good to see you again. We're just gonna wait for this to build. Add item, add artifact, monolith. Okay. That doesn't seem to have worked. Oh, maybe I didn't update. Oh, I didn't update the descriptions. This is current crit chance. This would be. Oh, I didn't update the critical multiplier one either. Oh, I just failed. I just failed, generally speaking. Okay. Current crit chance. Right, so this crit multiplier increase. Crit multiplier increase. Base crit bonus. We're going to turn this one down, actually. And then var scalar is equal to ability scalars dot make additive scalar 1. We need to do var current crit bonus is equal to base crit bonus. Current crit bonus is equal to scalar base crit bonus tier. So be current crit bonus, then we need to set critical bonus. Whoops. Critical bonus dot set scaled magnitude to current crit bonus. This becomes current crit bonus. Okay. So hopefully I did that correctly. Hello, Snupbill. Thank you for the IDR 10,000 as usual. Thank you, thank you. Very much appreciate that with the message yummers. Thank you. Hello, Clickertail. Oh, I already said hello to you, but anyway, the yummers message. Add artifact monolith. So let's see if this works correctly now. Okay. There we go. I believe that works, right? 59%. 4.4 seconds. So bottom adjacent items. Wait. Oh, top adjacent items. 4.4. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. Make monolith abilities scale. So that one's done. We're going to make zombie passive upgradable. If there is an adjacent alchemical item, gain 0 crit chance and 1 critical bonus. So this is not scaling. So base critical bonus, base critical chance. Let's turn this down then. Yeah, let's turn that down, and then current crit bonus is equal to base critical bonus. Current critical chance is equal to, well, we'll just do crit chance, I guess, is equal to base critical chance. Well, maybe I should be more verbose. Okay, then this goes current critical chance. This one goes current critical bonus. Critical chance modifier, get base magnitude. I don't like that. So current critical chance, current critical bonus. All right, so scalar. So var chance scalar is equal to ability scalars dot make additive scalar 5. Current critical chance is equal to chance scalar base critical chance tier, and then we need to do critical chance modifier dot set scaled magnitude to current critical chance. All right, bonus scalar, make additive scalar 1. Current critical bonus is equal to bonus scalar base critical bonus tier, critical bonus modifier set scaled magnitude to current critical bonus. All right. Cool. Let's see if that works. What are we doing today? We're just doing a bunch of random stuff, random items from the backlog. Just a bunch of random items from the backlog. So right now I'm adding scaling to one of the zombies' abilities. If there's an adjacent alchemical item, gain 40% crit chance and 9 critical bonus. So let's grab an alchemical item. I don't have room for that. Add item Amanita. So that definitely gained critical chance and critical bonus. What does it say? 40 and 9? That is definitely working. All right, cool. So we can call that one good. Add scaling to zombie passive. Excellent. So those ones were easy. Now let's do something a little bit more tricky. We're going to do a last saved timestamp. Use that time and confirm dialog when quitting to menu. So let me just check how to get Unix time. Get date dict from Unix time. Oh gosh. Get date from system. So I'm just looking at the docs here. Get tix msec, get time dict from system. Returns the current time as a dictionary of keys, hour, minutes, seconds. I don't want that. I just want it like a Unix timestamp. Get date time from date time dict. Get date string from Unix time. Get what? Get Unix time from system. Here we go. Returns the current Unix timestamp in seconds based on the system time in UTC. This method is implemented by the operating system, always returns the time in UTC. The Unix timestamp is the number of seconds passed, blah, blah, blah. So the Unix timestamp, that's what we want. So that is, what does that return? Is that going to return a long? Oh, it returns a float? Oh, it has sub-second precision. So this would probably be a double. Yeah, well, let's just take a look at it. Let's see. I don't know what I'm assuming I'm gonna have to store a long if I'm just gonna store an integer. Where would I do that? Save model. Var time is equal to, well, let's do Unix timestamp is equal to time.get Unix time from system. This is a double. So I will just, can I just like cast this as a long then? So we're just going to chop off the fractional part. We'll just store up to the second, up to seconds resolution. So there's our Unix timestamp. And then what I'm going to do in my save model is I will just store that. So let's do JSON property name. Last saved timestamp. Public long. Now hold up a second. Do I want to put that in the run save model? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I need to check something for my own sanity. Debug, ignore save file, ignore unlocks, enable quick unlocks, that's fine. Turn these off. We're just going to turn on enable quick victory as well. Turn all this stuff off. Okay, clear save data. What I'm curious about is like, so I have a constraint, which is that I cannot save the run progress when you're in the middle of an event, because what that would require is like storing all the state that you're of each event that you're in and then like reconstructing that state on load. And that's just a little bit too complicated. So basically all I do is I save the state. There's like valid moments where saves can happen. When you're on just like the map like this, saves can happen at any point here. So every time I move an item, a save gets fired off. But if I'm inside an event and I'm moving items around, that doesn't get saved until I return to the map. But there is a situation here where I'm gonna try something. So I'm gonna bring this out. I'm gonna win. That's going to give me unlock points. So we continue. So now I've got unlock points from my unlock tree here, 2 points. But what I'm interested in is if I go back into the game and I go to a booster. Okay. And then I go to my unlocks menu and then I unlock these things and I close. What happens with that? It doesn't save the current run model, right? So if I go to my logs, alchemortis.json, So yeah, I've got unlocked tree items IDs here. Right, so I think what's happening is this seeded run, this property here is the data about your current run. Everything else is like persistent data. So the awkward thing is that I can unlock stuff while I'm in the middle of a run. And so that needs to be persisted so I don't have to unlock that again, right? But if I do just as I did there, where I unlock something while I'm in the middle of an event, which is typically not a savable moment, I think what happens is it just bypasses gathering up the seeded run data, the current run data. Sorry, I was pointing at the wrong thing before, this current run. So I think what it does is it doesn't actually gather up and replace the current run data until we get to a valid save point. So I can call save whenever I want. And it's the run save manager. This is the one that's responsible for gathering up the run data and saving that. So yeah, so I'm basically taking snapshots of the run and storing that in the save model. And so I can call save on whatever other properties I want, and it's that snapshot that's always going to get written. The run save manager is responsible for updating the snapshot at the appropriate time. So that's what prevents me from writing partial or incomplete data. So that's what I was curious about. So the problem though is that if I put the last saved timestamp here, I could end up in a situation where, like I just did, I unlock something. It doesn't actually save my run. It does save the save file, but it doesn't update the run. And so I would get an incorrect timestamp when I go to like quit the game, and it shows up with a dialog that says, hey, your game was last saved at this point. So actually what I'm thinking is I might want to, like I probably want a last saved timestamp here. But I may also want a last saved timestamp at the run save model level as well. And actually, this can just be simplified. Yeah, I think that's what I want. So I do want to put the Unix timestamp in here. So I do want to do save model.timestamp is equal to Unix timestamp. And actually we could just, we don't need to make that more complicated. So every time I call save, I'm going to force that timestamp to update. Okay. But then when I am in the run save manager, gather current run. Yeah, so gather run save model. Maybe I should do it in here. Current run save model dot timestamp is equal to long time dot get Unix time from system. There we go. Okay, so I think that should work. So now I've got two different timestamps. So I know when the run itself was actually saved, but then I also have information about when the overall data was saved. So that'll work. That'll work. Let me just make sure that works. Good morning, Monkey Software. Why not use .NET datetime current UTC, datetime.now and datetime.utc now? At work, we save the string to ISO 8601 format. I don't think it's a good idea to save date timestamps as strings unless they need to be human readable. Like whenever all the places that I worked at, every time we stored a timestamp, it was always a Unix timestamp because it's completely unambiguous as to what it means, and it's trivially easy to go from Unix timestamp to whatever local time you want. Of course, the problem is if you need to support dates that are before 1970, but for like updated timestamps and I think that might even be, I forgot, I haven't been in that world for a while, but that might even be how like Postgres stores the timestamps under the hood for like updated at and created at. I think it just stores them as Unix timestamps under the hood. But yeah, if you have like a date picker that could support arbitrary dates, then you obviously can't use a Unix time, because if you could select a date before 1970, it wouldn't work. Hello, Ariane, welcome. Hello, Wuius. It's not strictly human readable format. We don't expose that to a human. It gets converted to a calendar. Control on all platforms. Right. No, I mean, yeah, I think... So, at my previous job, I had the task of setting up so we had like a little calendar in our app, and we had to set up recurring calendar events. And whoever designed the initial implementation just completely botched it. Like it was completely unclear, like what the time zone was and what everything. So what I did is I literally just ripped everything out and converted it all to Unix timestamps, and then it became so much easier. Because it's, like I said, it's completely unambiguous, right? It's a UTC. And there, it's trivially easy to go from UTC timestamp, or Unix timestamp rather, to whatever human readable format you want. Any tip for animations? We stored time as nanoseconds since January 1st, 2000 at 64-bit int. Interesting. That is an interesting way of doing that. I guess you must have needed quite the precision, right? Any tips for animations? I don't have any particular tips for animation. I mean, I think, like, I'm not the world's best animator, so it's not something that I've really spent a lot of time doing. So I wish I could give you some pointers on that, but I just don't. I'm not that experienced with animations. What's crazy is that's enough space to go to the end of the universe. That is crazy, actually. And yeah, we needed nanosecond precision for network logs. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Hello, Budget Jim. Hello, Ashwin. Okay, so let's take a look at Alchemortis.json. So we've got the timestamp there. These should basically be the same number. Not basically, they should be the same number. So that's 711, and this is... Oh, they're not the same number. Oh, I guess because they're set at different times, right? No, actually, that doesn't make sense. Hold on a second. Is this even working? Is this even working? It looks like it may not be working. This number is not changing. Did I do something wrong? So I can always store position in JSON save. Interesting. So I guess my timestamp is just not correct. What did I do wrong here? Current run, save model, set current run. Save model.current run. Save. What am I doing wrong? Why is the timestamp not being saved? That's weird. Now it updated, but it doesn't update when I... Oh, I know why. Oh, it's this block of code is only for saving the whole run. But I can do... There's like a partial save, I think. Gather seeded run. Gather non-map state. Here we go. So yeah, I'm saving just a subset of the data on board change. So, well, this is a little bit messy, but I think what I'll do is I'll just put this in the non-map state. That works. That works. Okay, that should work now. What are we doing today? I'm adding a timestamp to the save file so that I can tell the player when the last time their save happened. So the idea is that instead of quit to menu going back to the menu immediately, you would get a confirmation dialog that says, are you sure you want to quit? Your progress was last saved at blah, 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 right? I watched your Jam devlogs, especially the one Retro Mortars for the 2025 GMTK1. Those videos have a wealth of info. All could very well be a course by itself. Was awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Timestamp. So that's 967. Oh, it doesn't save on the alchemy board. 993. Okay, good. And this should be the same as well. Yeah. Okay, now we're good. Good thing I checked that. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. So, all right, I was going to look at the UTC now. Well, it shows you how much I know about the C# date system. Nope, that's not correct. I don't know how to make that work with the C# system. I could look it up, but I'm just going to stick with Godot's implementation. Alrighty. So, we are going to do what? Add timestamp to save file. I'll also take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I could just use the Godot APIs. I mean, maybe I'll use the C# API for doing the actual date format, because it's going to be, I'm assuming the date format will be variable based on like the locale settings, which is what I want for translation purposes. So let's just do the confirmation dialog for now. Oh, the abandoned run is not translated either. Okay, we're gonna have to do a couple of changes, I guess. Let's do confirmation dialog placeholder. There's a groundhog outside my window. Okay. Private const string UI panel header abandon confirmation. UI abandon confirmation. I guess that's fine. Grab this. Okay. And then we might as well throw the quit UI panel header quit confirmation. Are you sure you want to quit your game? Your game was last saved at 0, and we'll replace that 0 with whatever the locale based date format is. UI quit confirmation. So that's good. So when we create the confirmation dialog, create instance, we're going to do abandon confirmation dot set header UI abandon UI panel header abandon confirmation dot set body. Okay, so we'll do that, and we can just clear this out. This doesn't mean anything anymore. Okay, so on quit to menu pressed. So we're going to basically do the same thing. He is abandoning. What is this? Escapable component. Add conditional. Oh, do I need like an is quitting as well? Okay. Emit quit to menu requested. So I'm basically just going to copy this. So on quit to menu pressed, disable buttons. We're going to keep this one in place. To do, put this in right spot. Okay, we're going to rename this one to quit confirmation. Okay, this one is going to be UI panel header quit confirmation. UI quit confirmation visible pre-confirmed is quitting equals true. Quit confirmation confirmed. This is this now. And then canceled is enabled buttons. Okay. All right, I think that works. So I do need to do description utils dot format description with my arguments. So I'm going to need the timestamp. Yeah, I think that's fine. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So this is where we need to do some formatting. Let me just look this up real quick. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste the AI result. Okay. So timestamp string. Well, let's just put this here. All right. And then this can just be localized time. I think that's right. Let's build and try it out. Hello, V, welcome. Streamer doesn't answer my messages, we'll contact attorney. Oh, goodness. Your lawyers will not help you here. This is my domain. Are you sure you want to quit? Your game was last saved at 0. That did not work. Oh, because I put this in the wrong spot. What am I doing? I'm in the abandoned section. That's embarrassing. We'll just scroll up a little bit. Okay. Okay, this should work now. Okay, quit to menu. It didn't work. Index 0 based must be greater than or equal to. Are you serious? Oh, because I need to translate this. So many steps. I need to translate this first and then do that. Okay. Still didn't work. Your game was last saved at 0. Oh, wait a minute. Something went completely wrong here as well. What am I doing today? This is not good. This needs to be group. Oh, it was putting the UI as the plural string. That's not good. Group. That may be the entirety of the issue. Build that again. Rebuild this. Go back to the en.po. Okay, that looks more like it. Hello, Fran Mosh, welcome. Still not working. Because I called the wrong method. Okay. I guess that's just going to be the kind of day it is today. Hey, look at that. Are you sure you want to quit? Your game was last saved at 10:52:35. So I could just look up here, be like, yep, that's correct. So let's quit. Nice. Continue. Continue last saved run. Let's just doodle it around for a little bit until it goes to 10:53. Oops, we have a quick victory enabled, but that's all right. Continue. Quit to menu, 10:53:13. Nice, but I can click no. If I escape, it still works. I'm pretty sure the controller will work as well, but let's just for good measure. Are you sure you want to quit? Your game was last saved at 10:53. So that number should update if I just move something around. 10:53:40. Nice. But I can hit no. If I hit yes, I can go back to menu. Okay, awesome. That works. Show quit confirmation with last saved time. AM, PM, U. Sorry, we don't do the 24-hour clock here. All right. But it's like that will be based on the locale. I mean, obviously I don't really have a good way of testing that right now, but I mean, I am getting the locale time in accordance with the current culture. And the way that I've set it up is that whatever I've set the Godot translation to be will also be what the C# culture is. So that means that when like numbers get formatted, if you're using like a, you know, a European language or whatever, when numbers get formatted, they will use periods instead of commas for like thousand separators. I think the percent sign changes where it's at in relation to the number as well, depending on the culture. So this should display in whatever like your locale time usually displays at if you're using the language that you speak, right? So this should use like a 24-hour format if you're doing, I don't know, Brazilian Portuguese or whatever, right? That should be how it works. I will test that when I actually have other languages to test, but yeah. When using European English. Hello, Void Blit. No freedom units for me, thanks. Okay. All right, so let's see. So that's basically done. Nice. Always store position in JSON save. I forgot how to do this. Save model. I think I just take this JSON ignore condition. We never ignore the position. Okay, let me just make sure that works as well. Okay, so if I take this guy and put it here. So basically, I don't want it, I want the position to always be written to the save file. Yeah, 0, 0. So I have it set, like my JSON configuration is set such that for most properties, the default, if the value being written would be the default of the type, then it doesn't store it in the JSON, right? So that means like if I'm storing an integer and the integer is 0, when it goes to write the save file, it leaves off that property. It doesn't write it to the save file. And then when you go to load the game, because that doesn't exist in the save file, it defaults to 0, right? So basically, the only reason I'm doing that is to save, you know, maybe a couple a couple kilobytes at most from the save file, but I figured, you know, it makes the save file easier to read, also saves a little bit of space. So, but there are some properties where I just don't want to do that. Like, I don't think it makes sense for like a position value to never be persisted. That's kind of weird to me. So the problem was, without that little extra attribute here, it was taking a 0, 0 position and then saying, oh, well, that's the default value, so I don't need to write it. Which I'm sure is fine. I mean, it wasn't breaking anything, but I don't know why. I don't know how I can articulate why I feel more comfortable for the positions to be explicitly included, but maybe part of the reason too is that I wrote a specific serializer for vector2 types. So that's the nice thing about the system.text.json. I mean, you could do this with probably any JSON library, but you can write your own serializers and deserializers for data. So I actually also have a random number generator serializer. And basically what this does is this takes a random number generator object, it pulls out the state and the seed value and stores that just as like, you know, a plain object with state and seed properties. And then it restores that, that random number generator with that seed and state. So now I can actually I can put a random number generator object into my save model, and the converter will take that and write it to plain text and back and read it from plain text, which is pretty cool. But I think I also did that for vector2i. Yeah, so vector2i is the same thing. I think that's basically it. I've got a couple of converters here, but okay, always include position, say card position in save data. All right, I'm gonna take a quick 3-minute break, and when I come back, we will find some more stuff to work on. We're just doing a bunch of grab bag stuff today, so BRB. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what we can work on. Add effect for blind. Trail plus active particle effect or something. Interesting. So my to-do list here, I mean, a lot of this stuff is translation stuff, which I don't want to do right now. I do need to make a credits screen. Probably will do that off stream though. Language locale selection, I don't really want to do that until I actually have other languages because I just don't know what that's going to look like. Improve combat log presentation, that would be a good one. Let me just scan the backlog here, and if I can't find anything good to work on, we can maybe work on some new content. Preview of board grow. That could work. Optimize all card placements, seed sharing. Consider disallowing duplicate reagent drops, encyclopedia of game mechanics. If quick move would fail. Okay, I don't want to do that one. This one is done. I actually did this one, so delete that. This one, I mean, this is not important. I'm just going to delete that. Use character animation component for other characters. I mean, that's not really that important. Fix starting path angles. I think that's mostly fixed, actually, so we'll delete that one. Highlight affected items on artifact hover. Allow enchantments to be overridden. Make all start buttons use double outline. Do I want to do that still? I don't think I want to do this one. Let's just delete that. Look at this. We're getting so much work done. Consider making immunity paralysis. Okay. Need scene decoration. So this is one thing that I want to do is like, I kind of do want to take a stab at redrawing the map decorations. Oh, you know what would be fun actually? Let me see if I can find it. Add moon to combat background. Ooh. Ooh. Anyway, one thing that I want to try. I still have this booster headstone variation stuff to do. Create save file backup on migration detected. That is definitely something that I want to do before the demo, so let's do that. Not on this stream, I mean, I'll do that some other point, but consider making visitable event types blue. Let's see what this does. So the goal here is just to inject a little bit of extra color into the map view to make the visitable nodes highlighted in blue and then keep everything else purple. So we've got the blue path, the blue node. So yeah, let's just give that a shot. And now I got to figure out where in the heck I did all that art. Booster. This is where? Map icon booster. Assets map. So let's go, well, let's just open up a sprite, I suppose. Let's play Elden Ring. It might be fun. Should I create a Firebelly Games gaming channel? Firebelly Games Gaming? And just like hang out and play random things? What am I doing? Alchemortis, assets, map icons. Let me just try it with the booster first. So duplicate this. We'll just move this down. Actually, I don't know if that's the right thing to do. So I want to make sure it's properly aligned and then cut that out. Icon, booster, highlighted. All right, let's just try that. So now I'm going to export whose file. Map icons, yes. Export. Why are these not? Why did I render these all as separate images? I don't know why I did that. There's got to be a good reason for it, I would think. View owners. Shouldn't I be using an Atlas texture for this? Why wouldn't I have used an Atlas texture? I wonder if it's related to some kind of shader. Because Atlas textures can be a little bit weird sometimes with the shader. Maybe the outline animation doesn't work with an Atlas texture, but I'll just try it. Let's just try it out. So let's add a quick load map icons here, edit region, grid snap. I forgot how big these are. Maybe it's 32 by 32. Nope. Is it something weird like 30 by 30? It is something weird like 30 by 30. I suppose I should just verify that. Yeah, it's 30 by 30. Okay. People always ask me like, you know, what size do you use for your pixel art? And it's like, I'm over here like, well, my tiles are 18 by 18 and these icons are 30 by 30. And then like the little text icons in the descriptions are 9 by 9. It's like completely incoherent, but it works. The backlog icebox is where stories go to die is one of my favorite blog posts I read recently. Yeah, that is definitely true in Teams, but I'm actually using my backlog as like, so I guess that my backlog has two purposes, right? It's like things that I may want to do, but I don't want to do now, or things that I know I want to do, but aren't a priority right now. And so sometimes, you know, when I go through the backlog, it's like, well, I changed my mind. I don't want to do this anymore. So delete, right? But a lot of that stuff is stuff that I actually do want to do. Like the ideal state is like all of these 66 items in the backlog are finished by release, right? But yeah, moon makes sense as it's dark always anyways, and maybe it can have an effect like aggro enemies or bosses like challenge on full moon. Well, that's the thing. Like people were suggesting like maybe there could be moon cycles that change things. Would be kind of cool. Fire Relay games. Sorry, that sentence was worded very poorly. No, I understood it. I understood you. So we need to open up the event configuration. So let's do public texture 2D, visitable. So we build that. Any day now. So we drag this over, we make this unique, edit this. Okay, so now we've got the visitable icon. So now that we've got that, what do I need to do now? I'm going to need to figure out where that actually happens. So map. Let me just see if I broke anything first. Oh yeah, see, that's probably why I'm not using an Atlas texture. It's highlighting some extra stuff. Why is that happening? That seems weird to me. This icon texture, is this icon texture too big? 30 by 30. Texture repeat disabled. What happens if I do that? Okay. that doesn't work. What happens if I do enable texture region? Region on, width, height. Maybe if I turn the region on, it will help. No. See, I don't know why that happens. And then the outline shader doesn't work either. Filter clip enabled. So I guess I can't use an outline texture or Atlas texture, yeah. So I guess that's why I'm not using Atlas textures, because it just doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. We'll turn this off. Okay, so I'll just go back to what I was doing before. So that means I'm going to need to map icon booster, get rid of this one. Okay, whatever. I'll just worry about that later. Okay, so icon. So I think I need to change this code here, but the problem is this is not storing any information about what type of node it is. So how do I want to do this? Is this only called in one spot? It is. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just pass in the run map node again. I don't think I really want to store any information on this. This should just be a purely display object. So I'm going to pass in the map node. We'll just say icon.texture. We'll only change the icon if is visitable. This would be event registry.from type map node.node event type dot icon. Let's rename this icon visitable. Okay, so that works. I'm going to need to rebuild this again. Firebelly Gaming. Wonder if I should just rename my YouTube channel. Anyway, we don't need to think about that. Booster visitable. Okay, let's take a look. Do we like that or no? Freudian slip. What was the Freudian slip? Did I say something wrong? Do we like the blue nodes or no? No one? No one has an opinion? It's fine. A bit out of place. Oh, I still have quick unlocks. Or quick. Let's just turn all this back. It's a bit out of place. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay. Let's try something else. So, all right. Yeah, I don't think it works. It was a good try. But I don't think it works. There is one thing that I want to try though. Let's just get rid of all that. Build. Wonder if I added a little bounce animation. Set node visitable validity. Play hover in animation, play hover out animation. What are we working on today? I'm just doing a bunch of random stuff. Welcome, the little warrior. Do I want to do, I don't know. I feel like I still want to inject more life into the game, so I wonder. Let's do private void. Update bounce animation. Kill that if valid. Mean interval delay. Play bounce mathutil.rng.randf range 3 to 6. Actually, maybe I should just move this up here. And then we'll just call play bounce here and get rid of the delay there. That probably works better. I just want to see what that looks like. Just trying to add some more life to the game. Hello, Royal Manjask. Welcome back. How's it going with Alchemortis? It's going well. We're getting towards the end of development now. All right, I guess this didn't work. Oh, I didn't call update bounce animation. That's why. I don't know, we're just kind of tweaking, polishing, doing random things. That looks all right. Let's see, let's just turn the height down a little bit. Glad to hear that, can't wait to get my hands on the game, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Like, I could release the game in its current state and I think it would be fine, but I definitely want to add just more content, more unlocks, that kind of thing. No, that doesn't look right either. Okay. Well, we're just going to stop messing around with this stuff. Okay, what else do we have? So, I mean, the nice thing about that, though, is that I can mark that, I can delete that. So that's one less item in my to-do list, even though we didn't really do anything for it. At least I investigated and said, nah, it doesn't work. So here's a question for you guys. I already have a Banshee head in the game. I already have a Banshee head in the game. Would it be excessive to introduce a Banshee card as well? Is that too many Banshee things? Because I was playing a game last night with my friend and there was a Banshee in it and I was like, oh, I already have a Banshee head, but it would be kind of fun to draw like a full version of a Banshee, you know? But then I'm like, well, is that just too much? Like, is it going to be too much to have a Banshee head and a Banshee standalone? Now, the other thing I could do is I could introduce like a Banshee body and then make it so that way when you combine the head and the body, you get the full Banshee out. But that also balloons the effort because then I need 2 more items just for that one thing. How many playable characters are there? There are 6. There are 6 characters. The head could boost the Banshee to boost it. Yeah. We got the idea before I could say it. Yeah. I mean, that's the other option too, is to do like a headless Banshee and then make it have some kind of interaction if you like make it adjacent to a Banshee head. That could work. Add item. Dang it. We've got the Banshee head here. I mean, you know, it's just like whatever, man, you know? We'll just call this one Banshee. Create. Let's see what I can do here. Because I've been wanting to sketch this out, but maybe I'll do a headless one. So maybe we got like, I don't know, we got like the head here. That's like the neck part. And then we do like a just very rough sketch. Something like this. I'll clean all this up. I just want to get the shape, the rough shape down. And then we have like a something like this. So yeah, that arm is way too beefy, but that's okay. We will figure that out later. No, I feel like that's not, I'm not going to be able to do like the whole body. I think I actually need to make it more, let's see. Probably need to make it more angled actually. We're just sketching this real quick. I'm thinking yeah, I mean that is too big, but we'll fix that in a second. Because what I'm thinking is I could add like chains or something. So let's shrink this up. Let's make this more reasonable. I feel like, yeah, the body just feels a little bit weird. So if I do this, then I bring this down more. Here. Just, yeah. This is going to look better if I just fill in the colors a little bit. No, that shape just doesn't look right. Yeah, maybe something like that could work. Still don't really like this part here. Oops. Yeah, this... Maybe this arm just might be too big still. Maybe let's just shrink this up a little bit. So yeah, I'm just, I don't need to spend a whole lot of time like trying to get everything perfect. I'm just trying to get the general shapes and pose down before I spend a bunch of time trying to like make it look nice, right? So just do like a very, very rough sketch just to kind of figure out what I want to do with this. And then I can, polish it up. Actually, I wonder, this is kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to do like shackles here. Yeah, and then something like that. These are striking me as a little bit too big as well, so let's just get rid of these. And we'll do the same thing that I did here. There's not really room for feet here. But we can certainly make room. I kind of still don't like the body here. But let me do this. I'm going to duplicate this layer, and then I'll just try a different approach here. Oh, see, that already looks much better, I think. So I just bring it out instead of trying to angle it away. I feel like that's too much over there. This whole arm needs to go by. I think the problem with this arm is that it's kind of got a little bit of foreshortening going on, because like it's supposed to be coming out, right? Or toward you. Well, whatever, we can worry about that later. That's looking decent, I suppose. That sort of card should probably be something other than a Banshee. Banshee head, in my opinion, feels more like a mixed puppet, Godric the Grafted kind of thing. Banshee should have a chance to play a sound effect when it executes. That's a good idea. What if the Banshee was a playable character that you would do great with Echo cards instead? Banshee as a playable character is an interesting idea, but I already have all the playable characters that I want for the release anyway. I'm just here to increase the scope. Yeah. What are you trying to draw? A Banshee, a headless Banshee. It doesn't look terrible. Still don't know about this one. But I don't know if I want to do something like this either, because that's going to look weird too. I think I'm probably just best off doing something like this. Maybe even move this down a little bit. Put all this back. Really? The thing I don't really like about that is that it's not really filling the space very well. Arms look a bit too bulky. Well, they're supposed to be big, like they're supposed to be big hands. Like that's a very specific stylistic choice I'm doing. But maybe the arms themselves are too bulky. This is the fabled Banshee whose head we were throwing around for ages. Will there be any synergies with the head? Well, that's the idea. I mean, that's assuming that I want to do the Banshee item. I mean, that doesn't... I guess that doesn't look too bad. Let's de-thicken the arms a bit. It'd be nice if the head aligned with the body when placed correctly. That could be an effect that takes the head and body away from the player and gives them a complete Banshee like the werewolf. Yeah, I mean, the way that things are combined in this game is through alchemy, so... I could make it like a good placement with alchemy maybe, but... I don't know. I honestly don't know if I'm liking how this is turning out. Okay, let's try a different approach. See, it's gonna look weird if I draw it. I guess the artistic juices are just not flowing today. Oh, I'm drawing this on the wrong layer. Classic. That looks a little bit better, right? That shape. I mean, obviously the head is not going to be able to go right there, but I think that looks better. That fills in the space a lot better. Then I can do something like put a bone there. Something like that. That probably looks better. The most important question right now is what would Banshee body do? What does the head do? I don't know. We'll figure that out. We will figure that out. Is it a blonde orc? Okay. Anyway. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to end the stream there. I'm getting very hungry, so I'm going to go eat some lunch. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. Very much appreciate that. Oh, one thing I want to do is mark this as in development. Okay. So yeah, you could wishlist Alchemortis on Steam. I would appreciate that. That's the #1 way you could support the game right now. Like I said, the demo will be coming out relatively soon, so just getting everything ready for the demo and also adding new content as I can. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. Hope you all have a great rest of your Friday, and I will see you here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.